already directed the Committee on Appointments to handle the matter. That is happening even as the court has set aside December 5th as the day to issue a ruling on another case stopping vetting of CECs. We are now joined live by Dalmas Sakali from Nakuru County with the latest. Good afternoon to you, Dalmas. Has the news team covered the vetting exercise this morning?
Good afternoon. Like you've said, I'm coming to you live from Nakuru County, just outside the County Assembly building. And the latest development that we're just getting right now from the County Assembly is that the vetting exercise that began yesterday of chief officers appointed to head various dockets has been stopped by the County Assembly. And the County Assembly sittings have been adjourned to 22nd of November 2022. Like you've said, or like you've mentioned, yesterday the vetting exercise went on, and the MCS said they did so due to the fact that the court order that was stopping the vetting exercise came hours after the Speaker of the County Assembly had already issued directive on the vetting exercise, of course, by the Committee on Appointments of the County Assembly of Nakuru. And even that is happening as another case that has been filed in court challenging the appointment of CECs. We're talking about 10 of them to serve under Governor Susan Kihika. Now the case is scheduled to have a ruling on 5th December this year in a decision that was made earlier on today. Allow me to talk to one Dr. Benjamin Magare. Dr. Benjamin Magare is actually the man behind the petition that has stopped the vetting process for the CECs, and he was a few seconds ago mentioning to me that he also has another case in court stopping the vetting exercise of the principal secretaries that is ongoing now. Of course, talking about national government issues, but of course that is something we'll be following up later on to understand a few things on it. Maybe Dr. Magare, just two questions, and the first question will be, what are the grounds, what are the issues that led you to head to court even as we're waiting for the judgment to be done on December 5th, as we're talking about CECs of course, Governor Susan Kihika?
So the major point we had main is due to what we call ethnic imbalances and ethnic marginalization, where some communities got a lion's share and where the other communities did not get any. So that's why we went to court, just want for the sake of inclusivity and fairness.
Of course, we might not really comment much on what is happening in the courts, but there are those who feel that there are politicians behind such cases. There are those who feel some politicians are being used to drag development and service delivery and issues to do with formulation of government at the county level and even the national government level. I don't know what is your take on the same.
Okay, I'm a Nakuru County resident. Development of Nakuru County also benefits me. So this petition has nothing to do with politician. It's mainly because of, as a believer of constitutionalism and the rule of law. We don't want a lot. We have not said anything about it. We don't want that everybody, let's have an inclusive government. We are not asking much. We're only requesting for inclusivity in the government appointments. Because these officers, they have what we call fiduciary. They will sit in high-level policy making, which affects our residents. And any Kenyan is free to walk to court if he or she feels that his rights have been threatened. So otherwise, that's the major reason why we moved to court. Nobody told us to move, but by our own thinking that there must be an inclusive government so that we can move forward.
So whose interests are you serving?
I'm serving the Nakuru County resident interests and the Kenyans as a whole. Because constitutionalism and the rule of law is part of the tenets of good democracy. And a good democracy and a good society ensures that we have what we call an inclusive government, where everybody feels part of that society. And then do that, we can have what we call harmonious relationship among ourselves in this Nakuru County. Because this county is ours, we need to develop it. We will support our governor, we support our MCS, we support every stakeholders who is very important in that society. So that at the end of the day, we ensure that this county becomes the best. Our aim in this county is to make county number 1 in terms of development. But at the same time, as we do that, we also need to do that. The rules of the law, rule of law, and the constitutionalism need to be followed to the latter.
Now, he is Dr. Benjamin Magare, the petitioner in the case that is challenging the appointment of 10 CECs to serve in Governor Susan Kihika's government. And even that is happening, even as the lawyers are representing Governor Kihika and the county government of Nakuru insist that these cases are dragging development, and they are saying that the county government and service delivery and issues around that are actually in crisis due to these cases in court. Of course, we'll be following up to understand what will be happening, even as we're waiting for the case challenging the appointment of the CECs on 5th December, when the ruling will be made. So from Nakuru County, back to you.
So much, Sakali, for that update. From Nakuru now, we want to take our first commercial break.